Hello and welcome back to another Marvel Champions two-handed recorded gameplay. Today we're taking up a old hero new trick Valkyrie deck alongside a Cable kind of support deck. Now this is going to be kind of a game that's supposed to focus and showcase Valkyrie. So let's talk about her deck. I did play this on stream in a solo game. This deck is slightly modified for the two-player version. But it's a yeah, let's talk about the deck. So we got Shark Girl, Thor, Angela, Throg, X, and Fear and Sunfire as our allies. So these are the ally lineup. A lot of the times we are going to be, using these to thwart, but also we got Shark Girl here, and this is kind of the part of the old hero new trick. Let's go ahead and just talk about that. We've got Suppressing Fire, which is one of our new tactic upgrades. When you attack and defeat defeat the attached minion, heal 2 damage from your hero. And then we've also got Marked. I don't think I've run a deck with Valkyrie and Marked, but this is newer than Valkyrie, and so we can do that. We also have 3 copies of Take That. Deal 7 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. That includes Deathglow. And so if we can put Deathglow onto the enemy, we are going to then be, or whoever, we're then going to be able to hit with the Take That. If we combine that with Marked, Take That can get overkill. Shark Girl can attack for a ton. That's kind of the idea. We're running 3 copies of Chase Them Down. We got a Quinn Carrier, a Helicarrier. We got the Bifrost. So our Asgard allies are going to be Throg, Angela, and Thor. Be nice. Hall of Hero, and then the doubles. So it's a minion clearing deck, and we are going to be playing Brotherhood of the Badoon with the recommended modular sets. Oh yeah, we also have Bring It and Combat Training. Those were those were hidden with the recommended modular sets, which does have a pretty decent amount of minions in it, and so we're going to be trying to lean into that. And then Cable over here is going to support Valkyrie. We've got a ally lineup of Eros, Captain Britain, Jessica Jones, Spider-Man Peter. And so this is a card that I don't get to play with a lot unless I'm playing multiplayer. We got Dazzler, and then we've just got all of the side schemes pretty much. Specialized Training, we got Combat and Surveillance Specialist for Nathan, Superpower Build Support, Tufts, Allies, Keep Up the Pressure. I am going to use this card this game, I hope. I've put it in so many games, and I've never actually been able to pull it off. Lay the Trap, Lock and Load. We're actually running a one-way or another build in 2-player, and so we're going to be pulling out side schemes so that Cable can take them out. Overwatch, for Justice, 2 copies of Crisis Averted, and our doubles for Cable. So, I really like Cable. I really, really like Cable. He can help showcase and elevate heroes that are at the table like no other. He is such a great support hero. And so I am really excited when I get to play two-handed with him. I think that he's really solid solo as well, but I think that just multiplayer, he just does so much work. So let's shuffle this up. We're going to give our first player token to Nathan. We're just going to use the Milano for that first player. We can exhaust the Milano to interact with a lot of the cards in the scenario, but we can also use to generate a wild resource for any player. Any player is key here because if we're generating a wild resource, a lot of the time that's going to be to use it for Deathglow for Valk. Or I think we'll probably have enough thwarting. I think we'll have enough thwarting. So if not, then we'll see. Valkyrie starts with 12 hit points. We put the Deathglow aside out of play, which I think actually we could draw into that. Boo. Not this day. We can detach Deathglow and set it aside out of play. Nathan over here, we can include side schemes from any aspect, and then during setup after our mulligan, we're going to search our deck and discard power for a side scheme and put it into play. There are a couple of good options here. We can grab, probably what we will do is Lock and Load. Lock and Load was going to be able to get Dragon Fang as well as our Plasma Rifle for Nathan. So that's a really attainable side scheme. It only comes in with 2 threat per player. So we're going to be able to hit that really easily. The other option would be to do something if we get like a 4 just, oh yeah, no, I think Specialized Training is going to be really nice to have, but I think that can also come later if need be. So let's do that. As we're shuffling this up, We're going to put the Badoon ship environment and the Milano support into play. We talked about the Milano. Let's talk about the Badoon ship. Place 1 barrage counter here. This is a charge up special. We will be told when to resolve this. Then if there are 4 or more barrage counters, deal 2 indirect damage to each player and remove all barrage counters from here. We are going to be playing standard 3 expert 1, so we got Pursued by the Past, and Drang 2. When revealed, if Drang Spear is in play, give Drang 1 face down boost card. Otherwise, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Drang Spear, reveal it, and shuffle the encounter deck. After Drang schemes, resolve the charge up abilities. So after Drang schemes, and also when we flip this over, we're going to see that after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, we have to do charge up as well. We can exhaust the Milano to remove 3 threat from that main scheme. It's going to start with 4 threat. Drang Spear gives +1 attack and stalwart. Drang starts with 28 hit points. Y'all ready for this? Let's go. All right, let's get Nathan's hand. We got One Way or Another, Spider-Man. What a turn. What an opening. We got Overwatch, another copy of Overwatch, and a Strength. All righty, let's keep the Strength. Let's keep 1 Overwatch. Let's keep One Way or Another, and let's mulligan here. We're gonna go Mind Scan and no. Oh my gosh, we drew all of our Overwatches. That's kind of crazy. Dang. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and just resolve our setup here. Let's go ahead and just grab back our lock and load. We do have Spider-Man actually. So I'm going to grab Build Support is the other option. We're going to grab Build Support. Build Support is going to give us Grey Malkin. Build Support is also going to give us Hall of Heroes. And so we can get that up because the earlier we can get Hall of Heroes into play, the better off we are going to be. So let's get 5 and 1, and we should be able to hit Grey Malkin pretty easily. What we'll do is we'll use One Way or Another first and see what we draw into. And we have another support. We have to have another support in here, right? Like, I built this not on CTB. I just kind of threw cards together. We have Professor, I guess. Okay. Not great options, so we probably do want to use build support for Grey Malkin. But then we're going to be able to charge the Plasma Rifle. Valkyrie has got a Have at Thee, a Shield Maiden, a Deathglow, Bring It, Valhalla, that's going to be the first card we keep, and another Bring It. Ah, jeez. All right, we got Valhalla, Angela, alrighty, Take That, Flight of the Valkyrie, Quinn Carrier, and a Sunfire. Ooh, Sunfire is actually really great with Drang Spear in here. We don't have a ton of Stun and Confuse in these decks, and so Stalwart is not the end of the world, so we actually may just leave that, especially if we can. Yeah, especially if we have chump blockers. Cool. Alrighty, it is Nathan's turn. Let's go ahead and flip up, and we will play One Way or Another. We're going to go find a side scheme. We'll take Spatial Positioning. So as a first player action, we can exhaust the Milano, remove 3 threat from this scheme. Comes in with 6 threat. That's 3 threat per player. So we got 5, 1, and then we get to draw 3 cards. We got Temporal Leap. 4 Justice is nice, and an S Candy Sun. 4 Justice is really nice because of this Overwatch combo that we got going on. So let's go ahead and thwart Spatial Positioning down to 4. Okay. We are going to use a Strength. We are going to use a Overwatch, and we are going to use a Temporal Leap. We'll use a Mind Scan. We'll use a Mind Scan. Oh, it's actually 5 resources. Each costs 5 and a Temporal Leap to play Spider-Man Peter Parker. So when Spider-Man enters play, remove 3 threat per player from his side scheme. So we're going to hit Build Support. Build Support is going to allow us to go grab a Grey Malkin. So after his side scheme is defeated, we can ready Grey Malkin. We can exhaust Grey Malkin to generate a lightning resource. And then over here on Valkyrie, let's grab Hall of Heroes. We can also grab Bifrost, but I would rather have Hall of Heroes. And start building up those counters. Woo! Yeah. So after you defeat a minion, place a glory counter. Then as an alter ego action, we can exhaust and remove 3 to draw 3 cards. Okay, let's use Overwatch on spatial positioning. We'll use a Gray Malkin as Candy Sun to play a 4 Justice. We're going to remove 4 threat here, trigger Overwatch to clear the main. So spatial positioning is done. Overwatch is over here. We get to ready Gray Malkin and Cable. And then we will use Cable to punch for 2. We will also have Spider-Man punch for 2. Down to 24. Spider-Man's interesting. Alrighty. Brunhard. We have a couple of paths forward. Oh, let's find Deathglow and set it aside. We could go Valhalla. I think regardless, we're going to get Angela. So let's go ahead and flip up. Let's play Angela from our hand. We're going to search the top 10. I think we can do the Badoon Grunt. And actually, Badoon Warlord is fine too. Let's grab the Warlord, just because I don't like the boost effect. The activation is a attack. It gets +2. We could search for more, but let's just go with the Warlord. So Angela is now in play. I kind of want to put Quinn Carrier on the table, but it's really expensive. Let's use Flight and take that to play Valhalla. And let's use Sunfire to play Deathglow on Badoon. Angela will attack for 2. Valkyrie will finish off the Badoon Warlord, triggering Deathglow, which means that we get to ready Valkyrie. We can exhaust here, draw a card, and we get to heal a damage. There's Dragon Fang. We're going to use Quinn Carrier to play Dragon Fang, giving us a +1 attack / +2 if we have the if we're attacking the one with the Deathglow attack. And we'll hit Drang for 3. Boom, just like that. All right, let's stand up. We didn't use the Milano for anything. Huh. Let's use the Milano to pay for Dragon Fang. We're going to hang on to Quinn Carrier. I also forgot to get a glory counter. Alrighty, sick. Cable has got one way or another again. Let's go. Telekinetic Blast, 4 Justice, a Captain Britain, and a Crisis Averted. Alrighty. Valk over here has our Quinn Carrier. A Take That. Have at thee. Suppressing Fire. And an Annabelle Riggs. Looks like it's a Quinn Carrier play for us that turn. Let's go. Alrighty, this goes up by 2 threat per player. So that's going to be 4 threat here on the main. Then we're going to resolve the charge up. So Badoon gets 1. Once we get 4, we're going to deal some spray damage. Drang is going to look over here at Cable and punch Cable in the face for 4 plus a boost. I'm going to take that. +1, give the villain a tough status card. So 5 total damage over here onto Cable. Drang is going to attack. We'll block with Angela. That's going to knock Angela out. Alrighty, let's pass out our encounter cards. Cable has got a Badoon Grunt. After the Badoon Grunt engages you, there are no other minions engaged with you, which I did not do. So we actually need 1 from this one, and then 1 from the one that we grabbed with Angela. And then we've got Drawing Near. After your turn begins, place the top card of your deck, or discard the top, place a Pursuit counter on Pursuit by the Past. Okay. Pass Milano over to Valk. And then we're going to go ahead and do Drawing Near, so it's +1. We will need to roll down and get rid of that. Yeah. It would be awesome if we had 1 more minion, but it does not seem like we do. Okay. Let's use a Suppressing Fire to play Deathglow over on Badoon Grunt. We'll go ahead and punch and take out the grunts, which will give us a counter here. It will ready. Valhalla will draw us a card into a chase them down. We could respond right now. We are still within the response window to play chase them down, but Cable has probably enough thwarting for that main, especially with the crisis averted, so we're not going to. Instead, we're going to use chase them down, have at thee, and take that to play the Quinn carrier. We're going to use the Quinn carrier to put Deathglow onto Drang, and well, yeah, that's lame. I thought I was gonna be able to, but he has tough. So we'll swing the hardest swing into a tough that we possibly can. We'll flip down. We will discard Annabelle Riggs to get rid of drawing near, and then we'll use our action to set Deathglow aside. We tried. Um, we're gonna start stacking stuff just for space. No, we do have a Milano, which we can use to thwart here or to pass off a resource to our Cable player. So, Cable, let's go ahead and start us off with a one way or another. We don't have this. This one, I think we're going to grab a 2 per player. I think there is one in here. I thought there was at least. Thought there was one that was no. Okay, well we've already. Oh, we hit bombardment as this. Okay, so oof, that's actually. We can go oppressive armada. This is going to come in with 7 threat. We can exhaust the Milano to remove 3 threat from this scheme, which we probably will do, right? 1 resource for 3 threat is pretty decent, and that puts us within a 4 justice play. So we got 7 threat here. All right. We get to draw 3 cards. Mind Scan, Professor, and TVP. Let's go ahead and throw Technovirus Purge out there. That's going to have 5 threat. We are also going to use counters right here for the number of side schemes in the victory display, which is currently 1. Okay, Gray Malkin and Telekinetic Blast will play a 4 Justice, which will remove 4 threat from TVP. Puts it down to 1. We will go ahead and thwart Technovirus Purge, which will go into the victory display. It will also ready Cable and Gray Malkin. And that gives us +1 to all of our stats. So let's go ahead and get our counters out here. I like it when we're able to just clear TVP like that. Where's my... Oh, there it is. All right, cool. Sweet. We're going to have... Gray Malkin will play Professor. We will call on an action Milano or remove 3 threat here to take this down to 4. Then we're going to use Crisis Averted and Mind Scan to clear Oppressive Armada. That's going to take this out, which will ready Gray Malkin, which does not really do anything, but here we are. Spider-Man will thwart 2 here. That takes that down to 2. He will be scheming, so let's just go ahead and clear this and just get it down. Alrighty, there we go. Let's stand up. We do have a blocker. We'll probably chump with Spider-Man there. We got 6 cards. We got Professor X. Maybe worth getting rid of Drang's Spear at that point. Genius, chase them down. The Bifrost, Helicarrier, and Valkyrie Spear. We will probably toss Valkyrie Spear because we still have Lock and Load that Cable can play. So we still have a way to get that in for no cost. So we might as well use it as a resource. Okay. Let's draw a Cable. We got Plasma Rifle. There's our Lock and Load. There's Call for Backup. That's really nice. Established Perimeter is also pretty great. A Genius and a Dazzler. Nice. Alrighty. So we probably definitely want to get rid of Drang Spear. We got a Dazzler in play. It's a physical, mental. Or mental, physical. We'll figure it out. What's the worst that could happen? All right. Place 4 threat here. And then we're going to get attacked by the Badoon ship. It is 2 indirect damage to each player. Since we're using Spider-Man as a chump block, we'll go ahead and take 1 there. And then we'll spin the rest on Cable. And we'll go 2 here on Valk. Okay. Drang is going to scheme for 2, 3. It's going to take us up to 7. And then after Drang schemes, we'll place 1 on the Badoon ship. And then Drang will attack, which we will block with Spider-Man for 4. This activation is an attack. It gains overkill, piercing, and ranged. Woo! Okay, so that's 4. So we get 3 here on Cable. I think it's time for Cable to go to bed and go take a rest. Ow! I forgot that that card was in there. That's a brutal card. Nice. Valkyrie's first card is a Master Plan. We're going to discard until we get a side scheme. Which actually, there's 1 more in there, right? Yeah, Blockade. Oh, there's more than 1 then. Blockade comes in with 6. We can exhaust the Milano to remove 3 threat from Blockade. It has a Crisis Icon, meaning we cannot take threat off the main. And we got a Badoon Assassin. After the Badoon Assassin engages your hero, it attacks you with +2 attack. That's going to be a block for us. We have to block that. Ah, dude, so much damage just got thrown at Cable. Yikes. Milano should be ready. We're going to pass the Milano over to Cable. Let's see if we can clear this side scheme. There is not really a way that we can. Interesting. Okay. Let's use a Gray Malkin to play Call for Backup. Comes in with 6. Let's use our hand to play. It's been a physical, mental. It's so sad because I'm going to be playing Dazzler. This is a hero action, so I can't call on Valkyrie to do it. And so I have to just play Dazzler and not get the benefit of confusing. But I think that is probably the best option for us. Yeah. Bummer. Oof. We do have a chase them down. Yikes. Okay, let's use Dazzler to thwart the blockade. Take it down to 4. And Cable will flip down to Alter Ego. Professor will draw a card. Forced Amnesia. We'll probably hang on to that. Okay. Valkyrie's turn. We will flip up to hero form. Let's use Quinn Carrier to play Deathglow on the Assassin. Let's go ahead and take out the Assassin. So that readies Valkyrie. That gives us a 3rd counter on Hall of Heroes. Valhalla will heal us 1. And we get to draw into a marked. Okay. Let's go ahead and spend a... let's chase them down to remove 2 here. Let's use a... No, let's not. Let's not. Bummer. Okay, let's use a chase them down, a marked, and a Valkyrie Spear to go ahead and get rid of Drang's Spear. And then we can actually use Genius and Helicarrier to play Professor X. We're going to hang on to the Bifrost, but that can confuse Drang now. So we've got that. So now Drang won't be scheming on Nathan, which is pretty nice. Let's have X go ahead and thwart for 3 off of Blockade. Valk is going to do her rare thwart of 1 off of Blockade. I'm going to use Milano to remove 3 threat from the main. Take it down to 4. Let's hang on to the Bifrost. That'll be nice later. Let's stand up. Got Forced Amnesia, Energy, Power of Justice, Eros, Power of Justice, jeez. Mind Scan, 3, 6. Okay. Mind Scan is nice because it gets really close to clearing call for backup just on its own. Valka's got Bifrost. Take that. Chooser of the Slain. Let's go! Visit Valhalla. Shield Maiden, and that's our 5. Chooser of the Slain is a really good card. Chooser of the Slain is the best part about Valk's kit, I think. Well, let's add 4. That's going to take us up to 8. We're confused against Drang, and then we're going to attack, which we will toss an X in front of for 3, 4, 5. I did not do this, so let's do that. Let's pass out our encounter cards. Blindside, Peril. When revealed, I can exhaust Milano, spend 2 physical resources, or stun the first player. We're going to stun the first player. At this point in the game, Cable does not need to do too much attacking. We have a lot of readies with Cable, and so if there is a time where we can just clear that stun, the main thing that stun is blocking is the telekinetic attacks, and so if we can basic before we play one of those, we'll be fine. So I think that's going to be best for us. And then we've got a Cannonade. Here's our side scheme. This comes in with 7. Which math is hard. That's 6, 7. We'll pass the Milano over to Valkyrie, and we will start us out with a nice little Chooser of the Slain. Search the encounter deck and discard power from a minion and put it into play engaged with you. Let's go ahead and find that Warlord again. Hey, Warlord. And then we get to draw 2 cards. So we got Suppressing Fire and Energy. Nice. Quinn Carrier will throw a Deathglow here. Then we will punch the Warlord to take him out, which will heal us for 1. Hall of Heroes goes up to 4. Valhalla will draw us into a Shark Girl, and we're ready. Okay. Alrighty now. Well, that's kind of fun. Let's go ahead and use a Energy to play Shark Girl. She gets +1 attack for each upgrade attached to an enemy she attacks. Let's use a Shield Maiden to play the Bifrost. And then let's use the Bifrost, toss the hand to go find Thor, who is still in our deck, to play Thor. We're probably just going to use Thor as a blocker. So I think that'll be best. Nice. Let's just go ahead and punch Drang for... Actually, let's do some math. So we have a... let's call it an action. We're going to call on Professor. We're going to draw into a Lock and Load. It's not the greatest in the world, but we got a Mind Scan. We actually may not clear call for backup this round. Mainly because I would prefer to clear call for backup on a turn where Val can actually use the ally that she puts into play. So there's well, I think we're just gonna leave call for backup out there, meaning that we need to hit Cannonade. A Eros and a Energy or a Mind Scan can clear Cannonade. Then we've got enough. So yeah, we're just gonna punch for 3. Let's like Val do what she likes to do. All right, we'll pass turn. We're gonna actually leave these allies on the table because we have a block with Thor. Shark Girl I want to utilize to her full potential with the attachment. So let's pass over to Nathan. Nathan is going to heal for 4. So that's going to take us back up to 7. We will flip up to Cable. Let's go ahead and use Power of Justice to play Eros. There are no minions to confuse, but Eros will thwart for 2. Then we will use we'll use a Gray Malkin and a Power of Justice to play Mind Scan. So 3 + 2, so that's 5 thwart here. A clear Cannonade. That's going to ready Gray Malkin and ready Cable. Dazzler will thwart for 2 off of the main. Let's go ahead and have the Milano remove 3 from the main. And we will use Grey Malkin to play Forced Amnesia. Cable will thwart for 3 here. Take us down to 3 on call for backup, setting us up to be able to clear that next turn. We've already passed master plan, so there's really not a concern there. We do have lock and load and energy in our hand, which we will probably honestly just hang on to. So let's stand up. Forced Amnesia basically puts a non-permanent side scheme into the victory display when it's defeated. We've got Marked Flight. We should have another chooser this lane coming up soon. Throg, there it is. There's the chooser. And a string. 2, 4, 5. Nice. And then Cable, we're going to hang on to these. We're going to get a one way or another, which I don't believe there are any more side schemes. A Crisis Averted and a Telekinetic Blast. 2, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and add 4, taking us up to 7. Drang will attack. We'll block with Thor. It's going to be a 3. This activation resolves. Place a pursuit counter on pursued by the past, and that's going to knock our tough. Drang is going to look here, and we are going to toss Eros in front of this for 3 plus 0. It's going to take Eros out regardless. All right, counter cards. We've got Dark Design. Place 1 pursuit counter. Then, if it has any on it, the villain will scheme. Alrighty, so the villain's scheming for 2. Put Badoon Grunt into play, engaged with us. Let's go. Actually, again, did not resolve that. So, when it engages, this will trigger and deal 2 indirect damage to each player. We will take that with Cable, and we'll take that with Valkyrie. Drang is scheming. The forced response will put another counter there. That's crazy. Okay. And he's schemed for 2. So up to 9. We got Dark Designs again. Okay, so I would much rather have Cable get this Nemesis, but they're both pretty bad. So we got Strife. When a player plays a psionic event, cancel the effects of that event and deal 1 damage to Strife. He is villainous, and he's a 2/2/5. Then we have Back to the Future. We're shuffling these cards into a very, very thin deck, which is scary. The Cable player cannot remove threat from schemes other than Back to the Future. Other players cannot remove threat from Back to the Future. The Cable player cannot damage enemies not engaged with them. Other players cannot damage minions engaged with the Cable player. So a lot of issues there. Alrighty. That comes in with 4. Alrighty. Well, that's kind of fun. Let's pass the Milano over. And I think it's acceptable to start crying at this point. Okay, so Dazzler is going to go ahead and take 2. It's going to knock Dazzler out. Cable, we have a Grey Malkin, but we really don't have anything to play with it, which is so unfortunate. Like, I don't want to use Telekinetic Blast to... So we're just going to basic thwart Back to the Future. And we're going to use Forced Amnesia on that. Just to get rid of it. And then that readies Cable. And now we have Strife. We probably... Actually, this is what we can do. We can go ahead and... I guess we can go Grey Malkin and Energy to play Crisis Averted to remove 6 threat from the main. Takes that down to 3. We will go ahead and thwart Call for Backup to clear that. Takes up us to 4. We both get an ally. Dazzler is good. Spider-Man would actually... No, Spider-Man is play from your hand. Captain Britain. Captain Britain is nice because I think whatever I pull, which may just be Dazzler. What we got here? Got nothing super exciting in the the deck. So let's just pull Dazzler. We'll confuse Drang. We'll search. I think we're pulling Nick here. Yeah, we'll pull Nick for Valk. We'll draw 3 cards. Have at thee, Aragorn, and a chase them down. Okay. We will have Dazzler go ahead and punch Strife for 2, setting it up for a perfect Valkyrie smash. Well, actually, not perfect. It's a little bit overkill, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. Alrighty. We do have an open Milano, so that's nice. We also have a Telekinetic Blast, which will play Lock and Load. Comes in with 4. Alrighty then. Valkyrie smash. Do it. Do it, Anakin. Let's play Chooser of this lane. Let's go find that poor Badoon Warlord. We'll draw Bring It, because I knew that was in there. And 1 more card. But the Badoon, or the Chooser of this lane is such a good card. Especially if you are running in like the Minion Slayer archetype. And we're about to see why Valkyrie is really good in multiplayer. Because these minions are trivialized. That's a hard word to say. We get 1 more, which is Visit Valhalla. At this point, we don't have another tutor, so we'll play Bring It to draw Have at thee and chase them down. Let's go ahead and use the Milano to attach Deathglow to Strife. Valkyrie will punch and take Strife out. This will ready. We get 1 more counter on Hall of Heroes. Valhalla will heal and draw us into a Bring It. We can only play 1 of these per phase, unfortunately. Okay. Let's go marked on the Badoon Grunt. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and respond to the attack. We're still in the response window with the chase them down to clear 2 from Lock and Load. And let's go ahead and use the 3rd one and clear Lock and Load. Is it a lightning? It's not a lightning. So we both get a weapon. So Plasma Rifle for Cable, which also is a attack, so that's an easy way to clear a stun. And then we'll grab our Spear for Valk. +1 defense, +2 if you're defending against the enemy with the Deathglow attached, which is kind of cool. Which I do think we will be using. I do think that our game plan at some point transitions to putting Deathglow on Drang and just going all out. So not 100% sure when we will do that, but we will probably be doing that. Do we have Throgs in our hand? Thor is here. We do have Angela. That's interesting. We probably should have Bifrost Angela into play, then played Bring It. But here we are. Next turn. Okay. I just Quinn Carrier to play Deathglow here. And then we will let's do marked here, I guess. Let's not do marked. I forgot that Have at thee gives it overkill regardless. So we will go and use Valkyrie to attack the Badoon Warlord for 3. Then we will use a Strength and a Marked to play Have at thee on Deathglow. So that's going to do 7, overkill 5. It's going to knock out the Badoon Grunt. And Hall of Heroes ticks up. We get to ready. We will use a Visit Valhalla to throw Deathglow here. And we will use Aragorn, Flight, and Throg to play Have at thee. So we'll deal 7. He has 1 health left. Actually, let's punch here for 3 first. Then we will overkill 6. Takes him down to 4. Drang is one of those that we don't really want to push because he starts to charge up after every single time. And then we're going to get minions next turn. And so since we have a Bring It, let's just not push Drang at this time. And we can probably throw Deathglow onto Drang next turn. And next turn, we do have Keep Up the Pressure coming. Next turn could be lethal. Like, the decks are explosive. Nick is going to go ahead. Let's just go ahead and take 2 here. Alrighty. Sweet. Let's... Valk is going to attack for 3. We'll do that. And we'll stand up. We're going to hang on to Bring It, knowing that we're about to get minions. Suppressing Fire. Suppressing Fire. Energy. Gosh, I'm glad I brought the Bring It. And an Annabelle Riggs. I am really happy we hung on to the Bring It. I hope we get some minions. Cable is going to get 5 cards. We got One Way or Another. Specialized Training. Keep the Pressure for Justice. And a Jessica Jones. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and add 4th right here. And charge up. Okay. Drang is going to look over here. And we will... Let's just toss Dazzler in front of it. It's going to be 3, 4, 5. Then we'll block with Nick for his attack of 3. Resolve, charge up. And Nick leaves. Alrighty. I think I put... You know what? I don't know if I counted the lock and load. So if we draw the telekinetic attack, Cable dies. It's not great. Okay, here we go. Cable, Rogue Vessel. Thank goodness. This surges though. Yeah, this kills Cable. All right, let's see if Valkyrie can do it. I forgot that we shuffled that into a tiny deck. When the villain phase ends, deal 1 damage to each player. We can exhaust the Milano to get rid of it. Then it surges into Telekinetic Blast, which kills off the Cable player. Take 2 damage plus 1 additional damage for each. So he's just taking 6 damage to the face. Nothing we can do about that, which means that Keep Up the Pressure is not going to do what we wanted it to. Alrighty. Yet another game where we don't get to play Keep Up the Pressure. Alrighty. Let's see if Valkyrie can finish it off for us. Hope we get some minions. Now we play a solo game. TVP. I actually don't know if you cannot. I'm just gonna say that this deals itself a face down counter card, which. Yeah. Oh no. This is gonna be kind of interesting. This is gonna be a little. This could be bad. We'll probably be okay though. We'll flip down. We have a Hall of Heroes. We have a lot going for us, and all it is what we're good at. So. Telekinetic Force Field attached to Strife, otherwise attached to the villain. When the attached character would take any amount of damage, prevent that damage. If 2 or more damage was prevented this way, discard this card. Alrighty. Mind Scan, place 2 threat on the main, place 1 additional threat, so it's 7 threat on the main. There's 5, 6, 7. Yikes. Okay. Let's go ahead and use Bifrost to play Angela. We're going to go find a Hopefully a warlord, because we like warlords. Don't 2, 4, 6. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10. Definitely not. Oh, actually, you know what? It may be strife. Just so we don't have strife around. But it's not a auto kill. So let's shuffle strife back in. We'll keep the warlord because we don't have the combat training. So it's if we had combat training, we'd take strife because it would be a one hit wonder. Okay. Angela will go ahead and knock the telekinetic force field. Then let's do a Quinn carrier to play Deathglow on Drang. Valk will go ahead and knock Drang. Discard the top 4 cards of the encounter deck. Each time a minion is discarded this way, put it engaged the player has the fewest minions. And now he is going to be charging up every single time he activates. And he comes in with 36 health. I can't believe that I just let Cable die like that. I was poor play. Although I didn't have a. I don't know if I would have been able to prevent it. I guess I could have flipped and healed. I guess. Okay. So discard the top 4. 1. It's going to charge up. Let's go 1, 2. Oh yeah, it's just 2. 2, 3, 4. We're going to. We get a Holo Hero. No, we don't, because that was not a minion. But we do Valhalla. So we get to heal. And draw a card. Which is a Helicarrier. And we get to ready because we defeated the enemy with Deathglow. This does get set aside. Which may not have been the right call. But here we are. Okay. Okay. We'll play Bring It to draw 2 cards. Get a Marked and a Sunfire. Oof. Let's go Marked on the Grunt. And we will Helicarrier to put the Deathglow here. And we will smash the Grunt for 4 damage. Overkill 2. That's going to ready. Grunt goes away. Get another counter there. Let's use a Suppressing Fire to go Deathglow here. We'll take out the Warlord. We're going to go ahead and just commit to using the Milano for threat. We'll remove 3 threat there. Takes us down to 9 out of 16. He is confused, which is, I think, our saving grace at this point. Let's go ahead and have Thor hit for 3. Thor will take 2. Let's go Energy to play Sunfire on top of Angela. Oops. Sunfire will hit for 2. Yeah. Sunfire hits for 2. We will go ahead and use a Suppressing Fire to throw Deathglow on top of Drang. Shark Girl will attack for 3. And we'll attack for 4 here. We will flip down. We do have 2 uses of Hall of Heroes, so let's go ahead and use Hall of Heroes once to draw 3 cards. Chooser of the Slain, Professor X, Chooser of the Slain. Holy cow. Wow. We're going to hang on to Chooser of the Slains, and we're going to toss the rest. Okay, let's stand up. Got Chooser the Slains. Take that. Alrighty. Bring it. Oh, Chooser the Slain into Bring it. Let's go. Chase them down. We don't need threat. We don't need threat mitigation. Are you kidding me? Come on. All right, let's add 5 threat here. Takes us up to 14 out of 16. Drang is confused. Our encounter card is a Badoon Grunt, so we will charge up here. And that's a minion for us to slay. Actually, we're probably not going to slay it, but it's a minion for Bring It. Okay, our turn. Let's use Hall of Heroes to draw 3 cards. We got Shield Maiden, Have at Thee, and Take That. I like these odds. We have so much damage at this point. Let's just have some fun with it. We will flip up to Valkyrie. Let's use Chooser the Slain to grab the Badoon Warlord. Draw 2 cards. Shield Maiden. Genius. Oh, this is gonna be hype. Y'all, check this out. Chooser the Slain. We'll grab the Badoon Grunt. Draw 2 cards. Combat Training and take that. We will take that encounter card. But what's cool about this, we don't have any guard. So let's have Shark Girl go ahead and Shark Girl will have attacked before we play the second Chooser. So Shark Girl is going to do 3 damage. That's going to knock Shark Girl out, but it's going to get her in the reshuffle, which is it's not that important. But it would be a nice card to draw into, considering how many of the Have at These we already have in our hand. Okay. Let's go ahead and use Bifrost to pull Angela. This is crazy. This is actually a lot of fun. Alrighty. Search top 10. We'll go Badoon Grunt. Doesn't matter. Angela's into play now. Now we're gonna play Bring It. So we're gonna draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty. Look how many cards I have. This is insane. Okay. Sunfire will attack for 2. Thor will attack for 3. Angela will attack for 2. So that's 7 total. Take them down to 10. We're going to count up, though. Okay. This is insane. Okay, let's go and use Quinn Carrier and a Genius to play Take That for 7. Takes them down to 3. We'll go ahead and punch for 4. So we're 1 damage over the cap. I guess Deathglow does get set aside out of play. Milano, we'll just pretend like he had some more health. Okay. So we'll put Deathglow back. Got Aragorn Suppressing Fire and Visit Valhalla for a Have at Thee for 7. There's 7. We've got to take that for 7. So we go up to 15. We will Have at Thee for 7. So I don't even remember. I should have counted what I started with, but 22 damage over what we needed. Valkyrie does one thing really well, and that's throwing damage, and she showed that off today. Awesome. Well, thank you all so very much for hanging out. Too bad Cable was not able to stick around to see the end of the game, and I still need to play Get Up the Pressure. I still have not been able to pull off a Get Up the Pressure, but that would have been a crazy Get Up the Pressure turn, or Keep Up the Pressure, because we just played a ton of attack events. Awesome. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you all next time.